addiction, and when actually it's very sad, yeah, what they have to go
Okay.
through and how they're so frowned upon and just ostracized from
Pushed aside.
society.
Yeah,
Pushed
ostracized. You're right.
aside
Yeah.
when we should be more empathetic, like why are they, ask
Yeah.
questions like why do they do things like that to begin with?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sad.
Um, it's well, you use the word taboo, and you're right, Tengku Iman, it still is, I have to say, but again, I have to agree with you. Mental health has come a long way now.
Mm-hmm.
Even with addictions, also specifically, people are beginning to open up because they realize it starts off as a choice. Some people start doing it for whatever reason, kind of fun or pleasure or peer pressure. But some people, a certain percentage of the population, are at a higher risk to become addicted
Mm-hmm.
once they start. So not everyone becomes addicted. Some of us are unfortunately at a higher risk, lah, and we don't know who are the ones higher risk. So once you start, you play around with like university students. They have fun. They think it's fun. They use drugs. Once they get addicted, they can't come out of it,
Mm.
and that's when they need very professional treatment. When we started, yeah, about 8 9 years ago, uh, no one accepted us. It was difficult. And
Yeah, of
people
course.
didn't understand. Very difficult.
I,
And more so sorry,
I,
Tengku, please go
yeah,
ahead.
I'm sure, absolutely.
Yeah, it was very difficult for us to explain the science behind it and the logic why, people become addicted. But we have worked very closely over the years with the Ministry of Health, Agency Anti Dara Kebangsaan, Ministry of Education, and with talks like this and public awareness. I think people are beginning to understand now. People are
Yes, yes.
coming out and seeking treatment.
Yeah, there is
Um,
a Dr. Anne that we work quite closely with.
yep,
She's at KKM, and she's been in this
yes,
field for many, many years, and
yes,
can't even imagine. I think she's been more than 15 years, and the way it
right.
was even then is just so different to now. It's definitely better lah because we're becoming more aware of these things, especially now in COVID, right? This is
Especially now,
why,
correct.
yeah, this is why we really do need people to go into psychology more because post-pandemic is going to be
Mm,
even more challenging for everyone as we
mm, mm,
readjust to the new normal.
mm, mm.
So yeah, I think that. Oh yeah, see, Dr. Anne is here. Hi, Dr. Anne. She's watching.
Oh,
So
okay.
I can see a lot of comments here which say that we should,
Yes,
we should start teaching apa, psychology
mental
and
health kan? Yeah,
yeah, mental health. Yeah, which I agree
yeah.
with. I totally agree with.
Mm,
I think that the earlier the better.
mm.
Don't you think that?
Um, well, I agree. May, maybe, yeah, maybe we can sit down and talk with
Yeah.
Dr. Andrew and Dr. Ann and see how we can come up with courses, right? Or syllabus or training programs which will, in fact, to go back a bit, Tengku Iman, I wanted to say this. I read one of your articles and some time back, I think in January, and you said, even if you don't know how to say anything, say how are you, you
Yes.
know? Oh,
Yes.
that's amazing. That's really
Yes.
amazing because how are you? It's something which is so personal when somebody
Yeah.
asks you that, and if it's sincere, you have already started a therapeutic process,
True.
a relationship. You see,
I agree
and
with
if
that.
it's simple. It's just 3 or 4 words, right? But if we teach them a few more skills, how's the day been? What's been difficult? How can I help you better? What will make things better for you? These kind of simple questions, therapeutic questions. It will make a lot of difference in people's life.
Totally. That's why I mean I always say this in my interviews and whatnot that like there are simple investments that can be made by us all as
Mm,
individuals. It's not
mm,
too hard to say how are you, to your loved
correct.
ones, and I was watching this video that this actor Henry Golding, he was talking
Okay.
about I think he's abroad and he was saying to Malaysia's in a situation, very tough situation, and
Mm.
the suicides are not
Yes.
cause, and he was saying that I challenge you all
Mm,
to reach out to 3 people, you know,
mm.
as
Okay.
which is
Okay.
like a challenge from him. It's quite good lah
Mm,
to
mm,
we have to. It's important that we do reach out to the ones that you know, who are close to us that we just don't know, right, what they're going through right now, especially in COVID, you know, and small things like that can go a long way, like saying, how are you?
Yes.
And, you know,
Yes.
right now, especially we can all help by supporting small businesses, you know, especially in this climate, right, where everything's
Yes.
shut, we can do little things like that, which really go a long way.
Mm.
Yeah, so how are you is very important. Absolutely.
Yes. When I read your article and I saw
Yeah.
that, it really caught my attention. I was thinking, wow, such a
Yeah.
simple, 3 or 4 words can really go a long
Yeah,
way.
I
You really
mean,
touch somebody's heart. Yeah.
exactly like you say, it's like therapy, you know, if just chatting with your friends and saying,
Yes.
you know, how's your day? How are you doing?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, I was talking to on a show the other day, some couple of weeks back, I think, and we
Yeah.
were talking a similar topic. What can you do, even if you're not a certified professional or you're not a counselor, a psychologist, or a doctor? Can a
Yeah.
simple gesture would be just walk out of your house and see your neighbors, and
Yeah.
just say, "How are you doing? How's your day been?" And if they're
Definitely.
struggling, is there anything I can do to help you, or is there anything I can do to ease your burden? And these things actually we can teach lah. We can actually help people who are taking up courses, mental health courses, first aid courses. We can teach them these techniques. It's not that difficult. So maybe that's something we'll be happy to do the agreement for you for the green
Yeah,
ribbon if
definitely.
you feel that'll be helpful.
Yeah, we love
Okay.
to, you know, we love to collaborate. We
Okay.
just, you know, want to do as much good as we can, you know. We know, you know, because it's very important right now, mental health. I mean, it should have been
Yeah.
important
Yes.
anyway, but better late than never.
Yes,
Yeah,
better late than never. I think there is more awareness now, and people realize that it is a serious issue and it can be treated. And you mentioned earlier also about suicide, and I know that you have talked about it, suicides and the decriminalization. Wow, that's a huge topic. Very recently, there was a lot of press and media about it. What are your thoughts around that, Tengku? I mean, what would you like to share about
about suicide
decriminalization? Yes.
or decriminalization.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think for suicide, when it comes to suicide, I think what we do know is that it is largely preventable, you know.
Mm.
I think that what helps here is that if you check up as much as you can on your loved ones, or if you know
Mm.
someone is struggling, and you see that they're a bit withdrawn or they're not themselves,
Right.
that I was actually reading an article today in the Star,
Okay.
in the Star, and it's called
Okay.
"Watch Out for Signs of Depression," and
Oh,
it's
yes,
really
yes.
good.
Okay.
I mean, it's very interesting because I think the writer writes about this. I mean, there's a girl who lost her brother to
Okay.
suicide, and
Right.
she wished that she had not taken the signs lightly, because there are signs, you know, there are
Okay.
these signs
Yes.
like,
Yes.
you know, he
Yes.
said, what did he say? He said he gave away his dog, or
Mm.
he said that he didn't want to be around anymore. But things like
Mm.
that, you
Correct.
can
Correct.
help. You can try and step in. These things shouldn't be taken lightly. So that was a very
Mm.
good article. I mean,
Mm.
today in page 12 to know that you can sort of tell if some cases, of
Mm.
course, you cannot at all, but
Mm.
most of the time they say that you can sort of see the
Mm.
signs. Is that true?
Yes. Yes. That's very true.
Yeah,
And you just read out some of the, I mean, most obvious signs,
yeah,
most common signs, like giving things away, things that they like or they love, giving it away, saying goodbyes, writing letters or email bye letters and
very
goodbye
sad.
letters.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really sad.
very sad.
Isolating. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
I think that there's also a way that, I mean, with regards to suicide, there's quite a bit of info on the Green Ribbon Instagram. We
yeah.
talk about suicidal
Mm,
ideation, and the stages of suicide, and what not to say to a person that you feel might be suicidal, and one of the most important things, which I'm quite passionate about, is suicide
mm.
reporting. I feel like there's a
Thank
lack
you for bringing
of
that up. Mm,
there's a real lack of
mm,
empathy when it comes to suicidal reporting here, where they just, you know, take a photo of
Yes.
the, you know, the deceased
Yes.
and wherever the incident happened. And it's so, for me, it's just so wrong. It shouldn't be, you know, it shouldn't
Agree.
happen that way. There should be, I
Mm.
think that they should be punished, whoever, you know, does not report these things ethically. It's not nice. You know,
Yes. Yes.
I've seen like really gross photo, you know, like
Yes.
not grossly reported, you know, like it's like just not right at all the way they report it, especially
Yes.
such a terrible situation.
Yes.
And that's why we talk about, you know, suicide, how to report suicide and try not to use the photos because it could, you know, trigger someone else, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah,
Yes.
I think
Thank.
responsible media reporting is important.
I have to agree, and I was just going to say thank you very much for bringing that up, Tengku Iman, because